Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I was on mute because Hannes was not on mute. Last session of this conference, I'm very happy that we could have this conference. I'm one of the organizers, so I'm extra happy to have been sitting here with a smile on my face for these 2 days. My name is Maria Nordin. I am from ISW in Australia. ISW is an Australian business partner to HCL. I'm based in Sweden and in Belgium. I am also an HCL ambassador, I want to say. We have quite many I have seen in the chat list here and also in the organizer team. And let me share my screen then. I hope you see one slide. So I would like to talk to you about something I feel very important and close to my heart, tasks and to-do lists and things that you want to have done or get done or check if other has done or follow up on. That is activities. And you know that in Connections we have activities, and that is one of the most important part of Connections, at least I feel that way anyway. And activities has been around for many, many years, and it has looked the same for many, many years in Connections, and it needed a facelift, and I'm sure that we all agree on that. And the company I'm working for, we developed Kudos boards many, many years ago, integrated in activities and Connections. And that's why I'm very happy that we, together with HCL, developed a new version of Connections activities called Activities Plus. Activities Plus is free for all users, which is awesome. And it's also included in the Connections component pack, as Andre showed you earlier. And all your old activities in Connections, they can be migrated into Activities Plus. So no worries about the stuff you're working on now. We just bring that with you into Activities Plus. And today I am going to focus on the user part of Activities Plus, how it looks like and how you can work with it. And if you want to have a longer demo, because this is going to be a quite short one, and also if you have technical questions on how to install it, on this and that, and how to access it, you can contact HCL, your representative, or the guys here on the call, or me at ISW. For example, the address you see in the screen now. So let's switch. I hope now that you see my browser. Activities Plus. Activities. You have a lot of things to do. You are in a little project. I'm directly going to dive into this small example project called Invent a New Solar Panel. You can see the title up here. We are a small team. We have a lot of tasks that we are going to work on. This is my team members, all my colleagues here. I can see on myself that I have a green dot. That means that I am working on this activity at this moment. If anybody else in the team has a green dot, it means that they are also working on the board at the same moment. So what about all our tasks then? Let me expand all. Those of you that has been working in the old Connections activities, you recognize the look a little bit. These gray ones are lists, and underneath each list we have tasks. I can scroll down here, a lot of them. What we can do now is move things around. I'm not really happy with this order. I can take this one, things to do, drag and drop, and put that on top instead. Very, very easy. So that's a good thing. You don't have to feel like, okay, I'm building this activity up now, and I really don't know which order should it be, or do I need to stick with what I'm putting into this activity? No, you can move everything around. And also these tasks we have underneath the list, they can also be moved back and forth. Just drag and drop in the list, in the same list, or to another list, if you like. Another difference from the old activities in Connections is that you see a lot of stuff going on each task. So that is one good thing, because a task can be a to-do. I have something to do, call a customer. It can be super easy. I create a task that says call a customer, and then I tick it off when it's done, like that. Every one of my colleagues sees, okay, Maria is done with this task. Excellent. They don't have to call me, Maria, how is it going? How is it going? You can always go in here and have a look. How is it going with the project? But the task can also be quite complex. I can need a due date. I can need to assign it to somebody, maybe add some files for people to look at. So let me open this one by clicking on it. Here you can see all the information you can add on one task. First of all, this is marked complete. It really doesn't matter. I can unclick it if I want to. Set dates. You already see here that we have some dates going on. We have a due date on this task. For example, I want this task to be done by Friday, ideally. Maybe Friday has passed, and then there is a little orange clock on this task. So what can we do? We can click set due date and then change that. Oh, February. Yeah. Let's move it to November instead. Okay, all is good. Start date and end date. First of all, you don't have to add these dates. You choose yourself if you want to. The start date and end date, they are good if you know that, okay, next week we're going to work on this task. Then I can add start date and end date. If you are looking at something we have called a timeline, then you can see the start date and end date on the timeline. And then you can do some planning calendar-wise. What's going on this week, and see if we had too much to work on or too little. Here we have a description field, because let's say that I create this task and I want to assign it to these 3 colleagues that are already here. But they don't know what this task is about. So I can write stuff here and give them instructions, basically. Please do this, please see this file, for example. And file, what file should they see? Then I can attach a file to this task. I can add a bookmark to another website. I can upload a file from my laptop. This is interesting, link to file, because we can connect this activity to a Connections community. If we have time in the end, I will quickly show you how that works. I have already actually connected them. So if I click there, then I get a list of all the Connections communities that are connected to this activity. They are in the list here. And then I see all the files that I have in this community. I'm clicking that one and add link. So basically, this is a link into the Connections files. I already said that we had assigned members here. I can click on this menu here. And here I have my little team working on this project. So I can just click here. Let's work on this. Haley now gets a notification that I have assigned a task to her. One good thing we have added quite recently is this one, completion. All must complete or any can complete, because some tasks, I have part of the task, Haley has another part of the task. And if I click this one, all must complete, then I can see here in this little list who has done their part of the task. And it's not until everybody has clicked mark complete until it looks complete, which is very good. What else? We have tags and colors. I'll get back to that in a moment. Here we have something else called subtasks, subcards. We can actually add more cards in this card. Let's say one card is too little for this task because it's quite big. So then we can divide it into subcards and just add a new one here. And click enter. Another good thing is that I have a comment field to the right here. So let's say that Haley, she has no idea what I'm talking about. I say, see this file, and I add the file, but she still wants more information. She can write a comment and press enter. Now it's me, myself, and I that writes this. I think that you get the picture. So then we can have a little conversation in the task. What's going on? Please help me. Have you done this? Blah, blah, blah. And you can also see here below that I actually have mentioned her. That works brilliantly because maybe I want to draw attention to her by some reason. Please do this, or have you done that? Then you can use the @mention function. If I want to delete this task, I click archive. This is very good. We have a two-step deletion of cards. If I click archive, it ends up in an archive, and in the archive, and I can then delete it. So it doesn't disappear immediately. I can also move this card to another board or another list. I can also copy cards in between boards and lists. Okay, let's go back here. So then we see on this task description, we have 5 comments and we have a link to something, and we have subtask and also a due date. So we can actually just mouse over and see what's going on. And then I also see here on this one that we have 2 subtasks. I can collapse that and also expand it. And how do I create new cards or tasks? I go to the bottom of each list and click add card. We have 3 options here. If I just press enter now, I will create a task with a checkbox. If I click entry, then there is no checkbox. Sometimes we have tasks that we don't have to have a checkbox. It's more like an information piece of some sort. And another good thing, if I click board, then I actually create a link to another board or activity. Apart from the confusion in the terminology here, because activities plus is also linked to Kudos board, which is our main product, and that is why these words tag along into activities plus. Here I can choose another board. So let's choose the calendar board, and I can also choose show link on card and then save. And then I actually see that this card has a link to another board and also this one. And if I open this one, I can click here and it will transport me into that other activity. I will close this one and then scroll down to the bottom because I might need a new list as well. That I can do in the bottom. New list, enter. And as I said before, I don't want it in the bottom. Then I'll just drag and drop and put it up here. And if I want to create a new card here, there is no new card. And then I click on the little plus sign. And if I open this one, it's very empty. So then I can add a description, add files and dates and etc. So other ways to assign members, I can, instead of clicking in the task, I can look on my member list out here and I can take Adam and drag and drop him upon the task. Super simple, drag and drop. Let's all work on this one. These people now get a notification, which is very good. If I change my mind, no, Andrew Welsh, he is not going to work on this one. I drag and drop him again, and then he disappears on it. Very, very good. If I want to see all Welsh's tasks, I click on him, and then I only see his task. Click again, I see everybody's task. Color tags. These are one of my favorite functionalities in Activities Plus. How do I sort and categorize all my tasks because I have a million of them. I create color tags. I click here to name them. Here, for example, analysis, bring cake immediately, extra important, needs room booking. So I just type here, blah, blah. How do I put them on the task? Yes, I think you can guess it. Drag and drop. For later or not, needs room booking. And then if I click on bring cake immediately, I see the task that needs the cake. So this is also a filtering of the task. Click again, and then I see all the tasks. So this is basically what Activities Plus is about. And these activities, you can have as many as you like. You can invite your team members to it. You can have an activity all by yourself. I'm going to show you the right-hand side here. One says that I'm 5 minutes left. I have so much to say. Let me click on boards. This is also maybe a familiar view to some people that use Kudos boards, because this is the same information as we saw in the activities view. This is the boards view. Same little project, invent a new type of solar panel. But now we work in the Kanban board. Every list is in columns instead of rows. We can, as before, drag and drop. I can also drag and drop the cards back and forth like this. And also add a card, very simple, under each list. I can also scroll to the right and create a new list like that. I have a good thing here as well called the assignment view. Click, then I see all the people in the project. And we can see here that we have a list called unassigned. That is very depressing because nobody will work on this task. So let us immediately drag and drop them to Adam. Now he will also get a notification as before that he has a lot of tasks going on. We see here also that Craig doesn't have anything to do. Let us put something on him as well. I can also here, of course, drag and drop from the members menu. We have also something called to do by date. Same here, no date. And these ones are overdue. I can drag and drop. Oh, I don't want to drag and drop to overdue. To today, to tomorrow. Automatically, they will get a date in here, which you can always go in and change. Two more awesome things. Mind map. The same project, but in a mind map view. This is excellent for brainstorming sessions. We can zoom in a little bit here, and then we can see all my tasks. Drag and drop the order of things. I can also take a little orange dot and drag and drop tasks in between the lists like this. And also create new, as in the other view. So this is very good if you are sitting in a brainstorming session and instead of having a whiteboard, for example, where you draw some bubbles with your pen, you can sit here and work your project up from a blank screen. You can start here. Last one, timeline. This is if you are obsessed with deadlines, which I know people are. Today, September 30, we see that quite as much is going on here. And these are the tasks that has a start date and an end date, which I mentioned before. We don't have time to do all this today. So let's just drag and drop. On the swim lane, we can drag things in the future or to the past. And these blue ones here are actually my lists. So if I mouse over, I see planning phase, things to do, etc. I can also say, okay, this is 4 days. I think we need more than 4 days. Then I take the side, drag and drop like this. So this is when the project members comes to the project manager and say, I can't take this. Too much. Today we have too much. And then you can just go and have a look in the timeline and see, okay, I see what you mean. Let's fix that. We also have a menu here, unscheduled cards. These are the cards that do not have start date and an end date. If you like, you can drag and drop them upon the timeline, just like this. automatically they will get 3 days, but you can of course drag in the sides or go in and change it. But you don't have to put them on the timeline at all. So this was my project, boards. I cannot show you right now how to create a new one, but we have an extensive template library, and you can also create a template out of this one. Let's say that this board was the most amazing project I've ever worked on. Then I can actually go into the board settings and create a template from this board or activity. And this works in Activities Plus as well. So you can just create a template out of it and then reuse it. I give it a name. I choose if I want to have all these people with me, maybe not. And then click save, and then I will have that as a template. This is the Connections community. I hope you can see it. If I click add apps now, I can add the Kudos boards widget. Well, it will say Activities Plus if you have that. And then close. And then I see my board here. So I can actually work in my board in a community.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I just wanted to say thank you, Maria, for the excellent presentation. And she didn't force me to say that. And I want to thank everybody for joining over the last 2 days. It was our first attempt at a virtual event. I think it went pretty well from an organizer's perspective anyway. And we hope to see you all at our next event in February. Thank you.